Hello there, welcome to news from Nepal Television. I'm Smitugi Singh Tamang. Let's begin with the top stories for this afternoon. Hospitals in Kathmandu and other districts witness a surge of dengue cases, 76 cases recorded in a month in Valley alone. Meeting of the FiveParty Alliance again sitting today, meeting expected to finalize electoral seat allocation. Eastern Russia hosts Vostok 2022 military drills. Drills show close defense ties between Moscow and Beijing. And Serena Williams eliminates number 2 seed Annette Kontaveit in the second round. Andy Murray and Matteo Berrettini face off in the third round of the US Open.
नया स्तर
Welcome back. Now the news in detail. Hospitals in Kathmandu are witnessing a surge in dengue cases as the number of patients with dengue fever has increased in the valley. Of late, dengue cases have been mostly detected in Kathmandu, Lalitpur and Rupandehi districts and across more than 61 districts. The inflow of patients has increased in the hospitals of the districts for dengue treatment. The mosquito-borne disease is transmitted by Aedes aegypti and Aedes salivopictus mosquitoes. The mosquitoes of the species are active in the morning and evening time and breed in clean pooled water. A total of 1,056 dengue-infected patients have been detected in Lalitpur, 377 in Rupandehi and 332 in Kathmandu this year. 76 cases of dengue were recorded in the month of Shravan of the current fiscal year. Dengue cases have increased because of unmanaged urbanization, experts say, adding that individual efforts would be effective rather than that of the government in the prevention and control of dengue outbreaks. Dengue was first detected in Nepal in the year 2004. Its cases have increased since 2006. The meeting of the FiveParty Alliance is again sitting today. The meeting is scheduled for 11 a.m. Nepali Congress leader and Minister of Communication and Information Technology Gyanendra Bahadur Karki informed that the decisions will be announced in today's meeting. Minister Karki also said that the issue of seat distribution will be decided by political decision in a fair and effective manner. Yesterday's meeting ended without deciding the issue of seat allocation. The leaders said that the issue of seat distribution was complicated and difficult to resolve. However, since the discussion was positive, the leaders believe that they will reach an agreement in today's meeting. Many modalities are being discussed regarding seat allocation. Hindu women across the country are observing the Rishi Panchami festival today as per the rituals. The festival, the concluding day of Tej, is observed on the 5th day of bright half moon of the month of Bhadra. Hindu women reaching their menstruation period observe this festival with due respect and importance by fasting and paying homage to the Sapta Rishis, 7 powerful saints as per the Hindu mythology, with a belief that they will be blessed and forgiven for all sins they believed to have committed during the menstrual cycle. On the day, those observing the festival wake up early in the morning, go to the nearby river, stream, pond and lake and take bath with established rituals. They clean their body with 365 stems of Apamarga, a medicinal plant, take bath with cow dung and soil collected from sacred places and ash. On this day, women devotees throng the Sri Sheshwar temple in Teku of the capital city Kathmandu and other Rishi temples across the nation for homage and worship. Time for a break now. Welcome back. Now the remaining updates. The Impeachment Recommendation Committee under the House of Representatives is going to take statement from the suspended Chief Justice Cholendra Samsher Jabara today. The committee started taking statements from Rana from yesterday. In yesterday's meeting, the suspended Chief Justice Rana said that he was impeached on the basis of revenge. A grand indictment was registered in the Parliament against the suspended Chief Justice Rana on 13th February. 6 months after the registration of the grand indictment, the committee has started taking statements against Justice Rana by asking about 43 questions on the 21 allegations. An opening ceremony was held, now the international update. An opening ceremony was held in eastern Russia on Wednesday for the Vostok 2022 East 2022 military drills, a show of increasingly close defense ties between Moscow and Beijing amid tensions with the West over the Kremlin's action in Ukraine. The Russian Defense Ministry said the exercise would be held September 1 to 7 in various locations in Russia's Far East and the Sea of Japan and involved more than 50,000 troops, over 5,000 weapons units, including 140 aircraft and 60 warships. Carnegie Moscow Center's Alexander Gabuev believes that for Russia, the exercise demonstrates everything is fine and going as planned, while the first element for Beijing is to demonstrate to Moscow that China still remains a reliable partner. The drills will be conducted at 7 firing ranges in far eastern Russia and will engage troops from several ex-Soviet nations, plus China, India, Laos, Mongolia, Nicaragua and Syria. The ministry said that units of Russian airborne troops, long-range bombers and military cargo planes will take part in the drills along with other forces. A California fire has prompted the closure of a major highway near Los Angeles. The Interstate 5 freeway closed all lanes to northbound and southbound traffic, causing gridlock on one of the main roads in and out of Los Angeles County. The fire has grown to 165 acres and is 0% contained, according to the Los Angeles County Fire Department. California is at the beginning of a heat dome expected to peak around the holiday weekend. Temperatures near the fire were around 110 degrees Fahrenheit midday, according to the National Weather Service. Jennifer Paredes, the sister-in-law of Peru's President Pedro Castillo, was transferred Wednesday to the Chorrillos Women's Penitentiary in Lima. Her transfer comes after a judge issued a sentence of 2.5 years in prison for Paredes on August 28. She is being investigated for her alleged participation in a corruption and money laundering criminal organization, of which the President and the First Lady are also allegedly members. Jennifer Paredes will remain imprisoned until February 9, 2025, said the judge. Time again for a break. We shall see you at the other side. Do stay tuned.
सधैँ राग आउँछ र त्यो राग शुद्ध धारा तोरीको तेलमा सधैँ रहिरहन्छ। शुद्ध तोरीको तेल धारा मुटु चाहिन्छ मुटु
सिल्की र स्ट्रङ कपालका लागि केमिकललाई भनौँ प्याराशुट नेचुरललाई भनौँ यस।
उच्च सोचको निर्माण सगरमाथा सिमेन्ट जुनी जुनीलाई।
Welcome back. You're watching English News on Nepal Television. More from Global Updates. Australia's foreign minister used a visit to East Timor on Thursday to warn the nation against going into unsustainable debt to the Chinese on a major gas project. Foreign Minister Penny Wong said she discussed with East Timorese President Jose Ramos Horta the Great Sunrise, a $50 billion gas field beneath the seabed that separates their two countries. Ramos Horta said last month that he was prepared to turn to China to fund the Tasimane infrastructure project that would pipe Greater Sunrise gas to East Timor. Wong declined to say whether Ramos Hortha discussed bringing in Chinese partners. She said Australian development assistance came with a spirit of wanting East Timor, a half-island nation with a population of 1.5 million, to be more resilient. Canberra and Dili have been arguing over how to share greater sunrise revenue since East Timor became independent of Indonesia in 2002. Wong said the existing joint venture partners in Greater Sunrise East Timorese state-owned company Timor Gap, Australian company Woodside Energy and Japanese company Osaka Gas would need to reach an agreement for the project to proceed. The wife of jailed ex-Prime Minister Najib Razak arrived in court Thursday for a verdict in her corruption trial involving a 1.25 billion ringgit, which is $279 million, solar energy project just days after her husband was imprisoned over the looted 1 MDB state fund. Rosmah Mansor faces 3 charges of soliciting bribes and receiving 6.5 million ringgit, $1.5 million between 2016 and 2017 to help a company secure a project to provide solar energy panels to schools on Borneo Island. Before the verdict is delivered, the court is expected to hear an application filed Tuesday by Rosmah to disqualify High Court Judge Zaini Mazlan. She is requesting Zaini to recuse himself and for a retrial by a new judge. Police have said the leaked document was research work on the ongoing trial and not a judgment. Brazil leading presidential candidate Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva traveled deep into the Amazon region Wednesday to promise to protect the rainforest, just as latest reports show deforestation and illegal encroachment into the vast region have reached record levels, threatening the integrity of the tropical forest. Lula told activists and indigenous representatives the blame for the forest destruction lies squarely with the environmental policies of the Bolsonaro administration, which he charged has encouraged land grabs and failed to enforce environmental regulations on land use and protect indigenous reserves encompassing millions of acres in the region. Lula accused President Jair Bolsonaro for showing little inclination to protect the rainforest and actively promoting ranching and illegal mining on protected reserves, which he says has led to unprecedented deforestation and environmental degradation of large areas of the rainforest. Lula pledged a new approach at the Museu da Amazônia in the riverside city of Manaus, which is nestled in a protected forest reserve on the outskirts of the largest city in Amazonas state, a sparsely populated region with vast forests and riverside communities that live off the rainforest and fishing on dozens of tributaries of the massive Amazon River basin. The elections are just weeks away, with Lula commanding a strong lead of 47% to 32% for Bolsonaro, and environmental issues have resonated with voters in urban areas of the country, which make up to 80% of voters likely to cast ballots in the contest on October 2. The Mexican government offered a public apology Wednesday in the case of the burning of a casino in northern Mexico that killed 52 people 11 years ago. On August 25, 2010, members of the Zetas cartel doused the Casino Royale with fuel and set it on fire with dozens of customers and employees inside. The attack was committed by members of organized crime in retaliation for not paying extortion fees, authorities declared at the time. Speaking at the event, Alejandro Encinas, Mexico's Undersecretary for Human Rights, Population and Migration, acknowledged that laws were violated and that there were serious omissions in the inspection of the casino's security measures. More updates lined up at the other side, but before that, let's take a look at what we have coming up next.